I didn't realize there was such, I've heard the rumblings of it and that. I didn't realize there was such a problem. The Biden administration says it's keeping a close watch on it. I'm talking diesel inventories. And the Energy Information Administration reported that as of mid-October, we had 25 days of reserve diesel supply. Now, what's that mean by now? We're going to find out because we have an expert on the whole subject. Jay Young is the author of the book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. If you've never thought about that, look into it. Jay's a fourth-generation oil and gas professional and will give us the lowdown on the diesel shortage. Jay, welcome. We've had you on before. Welcome back to your morning wake-up.
Well, thank you very much for having me back on. Yeah, a lot of information going on. A lot of Biden administration and diesel and oil and gas prices and everything. We are constantly.
It was said to me over the weekend. It was said to me that the economy literally runs on diesel. You agree with that?
It does. I mean, there's a lot of transportation, a lot of transportation of food that comes from that. I mean, it is. There's a lot more that depends on it than we really do think or behind the scenes.
All right. My experience of diesel was I had a truck one time. It was a Chevy Silverado. Bought it used, had a couple of tanks, and it was a diesel, and I had to get used to it. It was cool, but I was a younger guy, and then I just thought, it's kind of a hassle. I don't have to, wait for the plugs to warm up, all that stuff. And so that's about all I know. Diesel, what is diesel? Is this part of just the fuel process as they refine? They pull off diesel and then they pull off gas. What's diesel exactly?
Yeah, diesel is a form of gasoline or transportation fuel. Motors last longer. There's all the trucks, all the big transportation trucks that are out there, 18-wheelers, if you will. They burn diesel fuel, so it is a different type of fuel. There's a lot of different products that are made from oil that comes out of the ground, and diesel is a part of it. So it's a very important product, like plastics, or that's what a lot of people sometimes don't realize is that oil that comes out of the ground doesn't just make oil. Oil just to make gasoline for cars. There's a lot more products that it makes. Plastics, diesels, gasoline. There's tons of different. Like 40% is gasoline, and the other 60% is products like diesel and plastics and things of that nature. So diesel is important because like I said, motors last longer, and so a lot of cars and trucks like you had when you were being cool, and I had one too, and they rattle, and they're loud, so it's different.
That black smoke is cool, man. I mean, you put that stack out there, and that black smoke looks tough. But
exactly.
So how can we get to a point? Because don't we just get more out of the ground? How can we get to a point where there's only 25 days or whatever now left of diesel fuel?
Yeah, that's a good question because what's been happening over the last couple of years, and Biden, of course, he's had a fuel against fossil fuels. I mean, ever since he came into office, he doesn't like fossil fuels. He doesn't want fossil fuels. He wants electric cars. He wants, which hey, I mean, electric cars are great. There's some that are very nice and they sound cool. Like your diesel truck did at one time. It's cool to have, and we're going in that direction. We're just not going there as fast as he thinks. So he's, deploying all this information and doing all these things to prevent us from drilling for oil and gas in the United States. So we don't have as much. And if we don't have as much of something, obviously, and we need it, and we run out, which will be devastating, obviously, that would be really, really bad. Or the price goes up. And the price has been going up for diesel, substantially higher than gasoline, over the last couple of years, and we need that product. We need it, and we're not drilling for oil in the United States like we were, during the Trump administration. That's why we've seen real big spikes in gasoline, and it continues to do so. So we need to continue to drill oil in the United States, and we're just not doing it.
So when it gets down to this level, though, in whatever days left of our reserves of diesel, is everything just park on the side of the road? I don't understand how it can get to that. I just don't see that happening. Do you?
Yeah, good question and thought behind that, because you need the product, and if you don't have it, prices do go up, and you would just literally run out. But I don't see it necessarily running out. I think that's a good media. Some news from the media that says, hey, you know what? Guess what? We're going to run out. I don't think we'll definitely run out. But I mean, it could, but I don't think it will. But I think what the media is out here saying is that, we're in a spot right now with what we're doing, and we need to be drilling for oil in the United States. And during Trump, we were paying $2 and $2.50 a gallon, and with Biden we're paying a lot more. And right now, especially, we need the support of the Biden administration. We need to be drilling for oil in the United States. We've gone over to OPEC and asked for them to release more oil, and they just say, well, why do you need our oil? You've got plenty of oil in the United States.
And they don't like being called. They were called like names and stuff too. And they said, we're gonna get away with that.
Exactly.
So that. All right, so I think it was like $5.99 or something I saw for diesel over the weekend. That with his shortage, that's only going to go up, and that's going to mean our costs for everything else are going up, I suppose.
Right. When transportation goes up and you have to pay more to transport it from A to B, obviously that is going to go up, and that's not good. That's not good. We don't, and that's, it's kind of like the state of New York. The state of New York has a lot of gas underneath their ground, but to heat their homes with, especially like in New York City, but they choose not to drill in their state because they don't want all the drilling and activity and all that, and put the infrastructure in, the midstream, the pipelines and things of that nature. They choose not to do that. Well, they're going to pay a lot more to heat their homes, but they're okay with that. They're okay with paying more instead of drilling for natural gas, in their state, in the Marcellus. They'd much rather just pay more. So that's what's happening in the United States right now. We're choosing not to drill.
Jay Young, our oil and gas expert, the author of the book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. Really? Are we going to, I got to invest in diesel now? I guess so, when it's really, I don't know, that's got to be an expensive proposition right now, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. And I wrote a book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing, and some of your listeners would like it if they go on my website, and, the first 5 or so that are qualified, I'll send you an autographed copy of my book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. But I do talk about my family. I talk about, investing in oil and gas, or what's the good and bad about investing in oil and gas, and what's the right way to do it. What's, a few pointers. I've been around a long time. I'm a fourth generation guy. My family's been in the business over 100 years, seen a lot of cycles, and it's just a kind of what do you do and how do you do it? If you need tax write-offs or things of that nature, monthly income, that's what we do. If you don't have that kind of money, go buy a stock. There's $3 Ring Energy stock, which I do like, and I think Ring's going to be a $5 stock in the next year or two. It's $3 and something right now. But just do something, because we're seeing a shortage in oil. We're not drilling. Rig count's down. We need to be drilling for oil in the United States. We're not doing it as much, and that's what we need to get back to, is drilling. And we need that to happen.
Jay, instead of the autographed book, not that I would not like to have that, can you just send me a gas gift card? Just saying. Hey, I know we took you away from your workout this morning, man. Go do some chin-ups, would you?
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, Jay. Thanks, buddy.